Welcome back to Originality Check, a series where we take a look at a park's coaster lineup, past, present, and future, and judge it based upon originality. Each coaster can earn up to 3 points for originality, and I do throw in bonus points if the coaster has some sort of significance in the amusement industry, if it was the first of its kind, or the first to achieve something. At the end of the video, we will add up all these points to determine the originality of the park. For this episode, we are going to take a look at the coasters of Carowinds. Carowinds has had 18 coasters since it opened in 1973, 19 counting for each side of Thunder Road. Some may think that I shouldn't let racing coasters with 2 or more tracks count for more than one set of points. But as I see it, us coaster enthusiasts consider each track as its own credit, since we're always trying to one-up our coaster count. I'm guilty of it myself. I don't find it fair to count it as 2 separate coasters in my coaster count, but not count it as 2 separate coasters in this series. So therefore, I'm sticking to this method for Originality Check. With 19 coasters in its history, Carowinds can score up to 57 points for originality. Now before we hurl our way into thunderstriking the furious originality of Carowinds. Yeah, I know, that was a stretch. That's the best I got. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, ricochet a like on the video while you're at it. Really helps me afterburn that annoying YouTube algorithm. Okay, fine, maybe I'll stop. Or maybe I won't. As per Originality Check tradition, we will go in an order from the first coaster to open at the park to the latest. Carolina Gold Rusher. This era mine train opened with the park in 1973. While it may not be the greatest mine train out there, it's still pretty solid and has a strong ending to it. Being an opening day attraction, this did originally open at the park. It has a unique layout and a unique name. Carolina Gold Rusher starts this video with the home run of points. 3 points for Carolina Gold Rusher. Woodstock Express. This PTC family wooden coaster opened in 1975 as Scooby-Doo, and would have many names over the years, getting its current name in 2010. This did originally open at the park, however this is a clone of the Woodstock Express coasters at Kings Dominion and Kings Island, and there's a few other clones of it out there, and this wasn't the first, so no point. And this was not the first coaster to use that name. 1 point for Woodstock Express. Thunder Road. This PTC dueling coaster opened in 1976 and operated until 2015, being removed to make way for an expansion to the water park. Thunder Roads was the first wooden coaster to cross over into another state. One side was considered the blue side, the other being the silver side. This did originally open at the park. Was it a clone? Many sources I've found say that this was either a clone or was modeled after the Racer 75 at Kings Dominion. I really wanted to give a point for each side here, but watching a POV of each coaster side by side, the layouts are identical. The only difference is that Thunder Road seems like it ran a lot faster than Racer 75. But since the layouts are identical, I can't give it a point here. As for the name, each side shared the same name, but no other coasters share that name, so I'll let that slide. 2 points for each side, giving 4 points for Thunder Road. White Lightning. This was a Schwarzkopf shuttle loop coaster that opened in 1977 and operated until 1988, being relocated to Gold Reef City, where it still operates today. This did originally open at the park. It was a cloned model, opening just a few days after King Cobra at Kings Dominion. One other opened that same year at California's Great America, but since King Cobra at Kings Dominion opened first, I can't give it a point here, but the name will give it another point. 2 points for White Lightning. Carolina Cyclone. This era custom looper opened in 1980 as the first coaster in the world to have 4 inversions. I don't have any footage of the coaster with its current color scheme, so just deal with these old colors for a bit. This coaster runs way too fast for its own good. The loops are incredibly intense, and you fly through those corkscrews. Some may hate on this ride, but I always love an intense and janky aero coaster. This did originally open at the park. While Canyon Blaster at Adventure Dome is very similar to Carolina Cyclone, there are a few differences in its layout after the double corkscrews. Enough for me to give it a point here. And the name is original too. 3 points for Carolina Cyclone. Vortex. This B&M standing coaster opened in 1992. Wait, Carowinds really went 12 years without a new coaster? They were pulling off coaster droughts before Dorney Park made it cool. Sorry Dorney, I still love you. I'm not sure how this coaster is still standing, pun intended. But here we are. While this ride does get a lot of hate, being an old school B&M standing coaster, I've always thought that it isn't too bad. Not smooth by any means, but I still have fun on it. But I can't say that it deserves a standing ovation. I guess I shouldn't try being a stand-up comedian.
Can you shut the fuck up?
All puns aside, this did originally open at the park. There are no clones of it. Some of the older B&M standing coasters have similar layouts, but there's enough differences for me to give it a point here. But the name will not give it another point. 2 points for Vortex. Hurler. This International Coasters wooden coaster opened in 1994, and somehow is still gracing the park with its presence today. Seriously, how is this coaster still around? RMC it or tear it down. It does nothing for the park. My only ride on it was in a complete downpour, and that was the most exciting part of the ride. Anyways, how original is it? This did originally open at the park. It was a clone of Hurler at Kings Dominion, but since the one at Kings Dominion has gotten the RMC treatment and is now Twisted Timbers, I'll give a point to Hurler. The same exact scenario for the name. 3 points for Hurler. Wilderness Run. This E&F miler kiddie coaster opened in 1998 with the name Taxi Jam. It had many other names over the years, getting its current name in 2018. This did originally open at the park. While it is a cloned model, it's the first of its kind, so I'll give it a point. But the same can't be said for the name, with Cedar Point renaming Junior Gemini to Wilderness Run in 2014, beating the one at Carowinds by a few years. 2 points for Wilderness Run. Afterburn. Okay. Let's talk. What is it with the hype behind this coaster? Sure, it's fun, I enjoy the layout, but to say that it's a top tier invert, I'm sorry, I just don't see it. I've had many people tell me to ride it at night after a hot summer day. I have, and it still wasn't mind-blowing to me. I've also had people tell me to ride it during Carowinds at night. Honestly, I don't know when the best time to ride this coaster is, hearing different advice from different people, so I'm just going to go off the rides that I do have on it, and it's middle tier at best. Anyways, how original is it? Since I went off on a little tangent there, I'll save us some time. While it's middle tier, it's original across the board. 3 points for Afterburn. Flying Super Saturator. This was a rare coaster from Set Point that let riders dump water on guests below, and guests below could shoot water cannons at the riders. I've ridden Roller Soaker at Hershey Park, which was the same model and manufacturer as this ride. These were a fun coaster, but nothing when it comes to forces. It purely relies on the interactive aspect to make this ride fun. This will get another home run of points for originality. 3 points for Flying Super Saturator. Ricochet. Nothing too special here. This is a typical Mach Wild Mouse coaster. This did open at the park, it's a cloned model, but this is the only coaster with that name. 2 points for Ricochet. Kitty Hawk. This Vekoma Hanging Bang opened in 2003 and is still bashing heads to this day. This did open at the park, it is a cloned model, and its current name is the only coaster with that name. Since Nighthawk is gone now, this name doesn't really make any sense. So should we expect a rename in the future? I guess we'll see. Speaking of which, Nighthawk. This Vekoma Flying Dutchman first opened at California's Great America as Stealth and was relocated to Carowinds in 2004, operating until 2024, being one of the latest unannounced coaster closures receiving the Zimmerman treatment. This was the one Flying Dutchman model that was different than the other two that were made. Nighthawk had a double corkscrew at the end, not a double inline twist like the other two. So I'll give it a point there. And the name was original too. 2 points for Nighthawk. Flying Cobras, the third Vekoma in a row for Carowinds. This one being relocated from Geauga Lake in 2009. This opened as Carolina Cobra when it was relocated to Carowinds, being the Vekoma Boomerang of Accelerator, later being renamed the Flying Cobras in 2017 when it was repainted and rethemed. We already know that this did not originally open at the park, it is a cloned model, but the name will save it from striking out. 1 point for Flying Cobras. Thunder Striker. This B&M hypercoaster opened in 2010 as Intimidator, being the largest investment that Cedar Fair had made into the park at that time. While it may not be the greatest B&M hyper out there, it's still a solid ride. One of the few B&M hypers that I feel is much better in the front row. This did originally open at the park, no clones of it exist. As lame as the current name is, it's still an original name. Really hoping that this name is temporary. 3 points for Thunder Striker. Fury 325. The Mona Lisa of B&M first graced its park with its presence in 2015. I believe this will forever be the greatest B&M coaster to ever be made. I can't see any other park trying to one-up this coaster. Fury 325 turned Carowinds from just an above-average park into a must-do park for any coaster enthusiast. And it is original across the board, being the tallest coaster in the world with a chain lift. I also believe that Fury 325 is worthy of a bonus point, and I don't think many people could argue this. As of right now, Fury 325 is the tallest operating coaster in the country. Top Thrill 2 can claim that title back if it reopens this year. And yes, I say if. I'm still not optimistic. 4 points for Fury 325. Copperhead Strike. Carowinds has been a launchless park since White Lightning closed in 1988. Copperhead Strike brought the park back into the world of launching coasters when it opened in 2019. Sure, I could get a better launch experience from somebody just pushing me in a shopping cart, but the rest of the ride is really fantastic. Great pops of ejector, great hang time, and great pacing, with some moderate theming too. This ride really is a full package, at least when it comes to Cedar Fair standards. I'd love to see more coasters like this pop up in the US. Copperhead Strike is also original across the board. 3 points for Copperhead Strike. Snoopy's Racing Railway. This art engineering family coaster is set to open later this year in 2025. While it's not open yet, I'll go ahead and include it in this video, since we already know what this coaster is. This will be original to the park, but it is a clone of the one at Canada's Wonderland, and also sharing the same name. 1 point for Snoopy's Racing Railway. And that's all the coasters of Carowinds. There are 57 possible points to score, and Carowinds scored 43 points plus 1 bonus point, giving them 44 points. This gives the coasters of Carowinds past, present, and future 77% originality. This is actually a little bit lower than I was expecting the park to score. But I guess having a few clones and a few rides relocated to the park added up a little bit against the park's score. Aside from that, Carowinds really is a fantastic park. While the coaster lineup does kind of fall flat outside of the top few coasters, the park as a whole is very well kept and very well operated. The ride operations at this park have always been solid, especially at Fury 325. If Cedar Fair, now Six Flags, continues to invest into this park like they have been since 2010, this park will continue to grow, and I could see this becoming one of the best parks in the country. Some may argue that it already is. And that will do it for this episode of Originality Check. How did you think Carowinds would score in this video? Higher or lower than it actually did? What other parks do you want to see in this series? The past few episodes in this series, I've been tackling larger parks. There are many smaller parks that I want to include in this series too, so stay tuned for that. Alright guys, I've wrapped the video up here. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next loop.